the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
It stinks.
Live from the Red Fox Studios right here, it is time for It Stinks. It Stinks podcast, the only podcast on Boom Broadcasting where we break down all the latest in TV shows, reality TV, pretty much reality TV dealing with game shows, and we get been talking about Big Brother, but a few other things we're going to discuss today before we jump into Big Brother. And we're getting near the beginning of football season, so we got Hard Knocks running. We'll definitely be back with Hard Knocks next week on the Instinct, so we'll have a update of the Bears on Hard Knocks to see what they're doing on the Instinct. But we're getting to, when it gets to the beginning of football season, you know you're coming to the end of summer because it's right around the corner. In my neck of the woods over here in the Carolinas, we always say summer ends after Labor Day. As soon as Labor Day is over with, we officially start calling it fall, even though the world does not call it fall. In the Carolinas, we call it fall because after Labor Day, we can't go to the beach no more. If you live where I live in the Carolinas, you got to go west towards the mountains. If you're in the mountains, you just stay there. So, you know, things start to change. This is the time where we see a lot of TV shows that ran in the spring and summer pretty much do their finale. So you're starting to see a lot of that. You know, we're on episode 8, 9. If it's 10 episode series, they're getting to the end. You start to see more trailers for the fall series come out. Because September 22nd is when one show drops from. So we'll be talking about that. And then also the first week of October, that's when everything just comes back. That October 1st through the 15th target dates is when ABC, NBC, CBS, Netflix, Amazon Plus, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Tubi, everybody in between, can't name all, Disney Plus. I think I got subscription to everybody out here. I think I have 2 weeks subscription, MGM, all those apps between that September 22nd or that October 1st to the 15th, bring out the new material because it's the fall season. People now are getting off work at 5 o'clock. It's getting dark over here if you live on this side. It's getting dark early around 5. If you live on the West Coast, it gets dark at 5 around your time. A lot of people are not out no more at nighttime. So what are you doing? You're coming off work, you're eating your dinner, 7 o'clock. You're either watching the news, watching some Jeopardy, some Wheel of Fortune. Soon as that goes off, you're going right into your Chicago's, your FBI's. All these shows that you watch, our favorite shows, you're going right into them. So you start to see right now that things start to come to an end. And we're going to talk about Big Brother because I think right now Big Brother's getting ready to ramp it up and start ramping it up on the throttle. Open that throttle up a little bit for my people who ride bikes like me. You know what I'm talking about? Open that throttle a little bit more and start seeing them pick up the speed because we're getting near the end and they want to have Big Brother wrapped up. But there's some other shows out there that ran this summer that we have not talked about that we're going to discuss in the first part of the show. Then we'll get to the Big Brother stuff. One of those shows is a show that ran on Paramount Plus a year ago. It did when it first came out, it started very slow. It was one of those ones that I had in my to watch playlist, just never got to it. Well, about the end of the spring season, when Chicago FBI went off, Survivor had gone off, Amazing Race, all that stuff was going off, reality TV, all the stuff on VH1, TLC, all those channels, you know, they were running reruns. I said, now's a good time to go back to this show because I watched 2 episodes when it first came out on Paramount Plus, and then I stopped. And I said, I got to have something to hold me through what I call that little pocket area of when Chicago FBI, all that stuff goes off the air. You got that little pocket area before the summer show start, like Big Brother and other stuff on that. So I said, this would be a good time to go back and watch it. Now, and 2 of those shows, I'm going to talk about one, but another one of those shows is Only Murders in the Building that runs on Hulu. That's another one of those shows that when it comes out, don't watch it then. I wait to save it for those pocket times when there's nothing else to watch, and I can just go right and binge watch it all the way through. But the first one of those pocket shows I watch is Tulsa King. Tulsa King right now is running on CBS. Did not do that well when they first dropped it. Picked up a lot of speed after people started kind of catching on to it. Did very good on Paramount Plus on the app. They decided, hey, let's run it on CBS during the summertime. A lot of people don't have subscription to the app. This is a good reason because we're getting ready to bring out season 2 of Tulsa King. So when it runs off of CBS over the summer, people will get the app to watch season 2. Hey, Disney's done this a lot. Well, I tell you a kids show Disney did this with was the Secret of Sulphur Spring. They only ran it on the app. It did so good on the app that Disney ran it on the Disney Channel. Ended up watching that with me and little Lucas. Ran on the Disney Channel, and then what happens? Everybody went to subscribe to the Disney app because they say, hey, not only can we just get Marvel movies, The Simpsons, all of the Disney collection, we can get this show and watch it before it gets to TV on Friday night. We can watch it on Thursday. That's what CBS did with Tulsa King. And if you haven't watched Tulsa King, won't spoil it, but you're doing yourself a discredit. This was probably one of Sylvester Stallone's best TV shows he's done in a long time. And Stallone's done some good stuff. You think of all the Rockies, Rocky 1 through Rocky Balboa, all of those. Think of the stuff he did in the Marvel movies. Think of all the other movies Stallone's been in. But this one right here was, to me, outside his comfort zone. Just give you a brief synopsis. Oh, get that word out 3 times fast. A brief synopsis of what the show's about. Sylvester Stallone is a mafia boss. He went to jail back in the 60s and 70s. While he was in jail, he didn't break the code of silence. He kept quiet. And if you are fans of mafia movies like The Godfather, Scarface, all the crime movies, you know those guys, when they come out and they stay in jail the whole sentence, don't snitch on nobody, don't rat nobody out, don't break the code of silence. When they come out, they're rewarded by the family. You know, your name is held high amongst the family. Well, things had changed in New York. So they exiled him to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Country town, little old country town, Oklahoma. He's been sent to Tulsa to start an operation. Now, the family knows some of the members in the family don't like him. So sending him there wasn't a reward thinking that, hey, we're going to expand our territory. It was more of, hey, he's going to fail. He's going to fizzle out, out of sight, out of mind. Well, to make a long story short, in the episodes, he ends up succeeding and doing well. He finds different strategies. He gathers a new family around him of people that's not mafia people that he's bringing in his circle. And he does very well. And not going to spoil the rest, but if you have not watched Tulsa King, CBS is running it right now on their Sunday night watch, either 8 or 9 o'clock. It comes on right before Big Brother. So if you haven't watched Tulsa King, I've seen the whole season 1, sitting back ready for season 2. You're doing yourself a discredit because this is a great show. One of those shows that when I watched the first episode, I said, okay, it's good. It's either can go good or go bad. It was just like a True Night to Tell the Phone on HBO Max. When I watched the first episode, I said either can be good or bad. Ended up being good. Tulsa King, same thing. Watched every episode. Great show. Encourage everybody to go back on CBS to watch it because we're getting ready to get into that fall season. You're going to have FBI to watch. We're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the Chicago's. We're going to be talking about Wild Card on CW. We're going to be talking about stuff on the Amazon app, Netflix. You got From on MGM app. You're going to have other stuff on the Peacock app. It's going to be so many stuff we're talking about, TV shows, documentaries that we're watching, that right now you got a chance to go watch the whole season of Tulsa King. Come back in the comment box. Tell me what you think. I highly recommend it. Now, another one of those shows is not a pocket show. Peacock says, we're not going to put this show out to compete against those fall lineups, those spring lineups. You got Fire Country. You got FBI, you got 911, you got Chicago. You got so many of those shows. You got Love and Hip Hop on the reality TV side. You got Amazing Race, Survivor. You got all this stuff you got to compete against. 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day the other way, 90 Day the other way that went the wrong way to the other way. You got all this stuff to compete against. That Peacock says, guess what? We're going to wait till the summertime and we're going to run this show. And right now, they're on episode 8 or 9. I'm on episode 7 right now. So I'm playing catch up because I've been watching Big Brother. So I've kind of been watching this as I have time, but I've been taking more time to watch it. And that show's Bel-Air. And it's in the theme song of It Stinks. If you have not watched Bel-Air, I encourage you to go back and watch it. I grew up in the era back in the 90s when the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was ran live on NBC on Wednesday nights. Big time show. Will Smith pretty much made his career. We got the Carlton dance out of it. We just got Uncle Phil, just Aunt Phil. It was just a good show on NBC that just was a good comedy show. And I was telling somebody today, we were talking about TV shows, and Bel-Air had come up in the conversation. And I told somebody that these shows are based off the same characters, but just different storylines. And I said to them, if you took the Bel-Air that we had in the 90s that we were watching, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on NBC, and it came out the same format that it did in the 90s in 2024 on September the 5th, 2024, nobody would watch it. Nobody would watch it. Now, we still watch it out with the reruns, you know. Everybody watches the reruns. My kids watch the reruns because it's a funny show. But if it was a new show coming out in this era right here, I guarantee you it would not be watched because it was just too much comedy. But if you took Bel-Air, that's out now on Peacock, ran it back to the 90s with the storylines this got going on coming out, you wouldn't watch it. It would not work. So both shows came out just in the right eras. Fresh Prince, comedy, made us laugh. We loved the goofy Will Smith from the south side of Philly. Moved to Bel-Air to live with Uncle Phil, Aunt Phil, live with the butler Jeffrey, Hillary, Ashley, Carlton, Jazz's best friend that was from Philadelphia, lived in California. We love that. We love watching Jazz get thrown out by Uncle Phil every episode. We love watching Carlton do the Carlton dance. When we heard Tom Jones is not unusual, we knew Carlton was going to hit the dance. He even did it on Dancing with the Stars, which won him the championship on Dancing with the Stars. Another show we'll be covering as the Masked Singer, all that stuff follows right around the corner. That's when those shows roll out. But now with this Bel-Air, same characters, more 2024 storylines of what today's high school students, today's college students, today's college dropout students, today's working mom and dad, working family, business class, everybody that's involved, what they go through. Will, the kid from Philly, same story. Played basketball, didn't get in a fight, almost pulled out a gun. When he pulled out the gun in season 1, Mom said, you got to go to Bel-Air. It's just too much over here in Southside Philly. I don't want you to be like your dad. See, in Fresh Prince, we never knew about Will's dad. This season, 1, 2, and 3, we learned more about Will's dad, Lou, who Lou was. Carlton, the preppy, Bel-Air, finest, top valedictorian of the school, did the Carlton dance. We loved it. Carlton on Bel-Air, more edgy. Season 1, him and Will battling each other. For Will wants looking at Uncle Phil as a father figure. Uncle Phil's trying to balance time between my son and my nephew. 2 young men in this house. I got to balance time with both of them. Tends to cater more to Will than Carlton because he felt like Carlton just did not need that backing and guidance like Will needed. Will came from unstructured. We're trying to make him structured. So now you see Carlton season 1 battling Will for supremacy of son. Season 1, you see that Carlton goes through addiction. Season 2 goes through addiction, finally comes and confesses he's an addict, goes to rehab, cleans itself up. You would not have saw that in the 90s. This is what you saw in this one. Back to Will. Same storyline. You see Will turning from the kid nobody wanted to deal with season one of Bel-Air, the outsider, to by the end of season one, top basketball player, big man on campus. Everybody loves being around him. The life of the party. Everybody wants to be. It did not have to do the things that Will did in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to get people to like him. He just was himself. So you see all of that. Aunt Bill never told what Aunt Bill did on Fresh Prince. Found out on Bel-Air. She's an artist. She loves to paint. She runs an art shop. Jazz, the comic relief on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in the 90s. Came in, Will's best friend, just, we waited for Uncle Phil to throw him out. Jazz on Bel-Air, different storyline. Come in, successful businessman, runs his own business on the south side of California, a vinyl record shop. Uncle Phil respects Jazz for being a businessman. Hillary, Jazz, they got something going on season one, season two. Season three right now is not working, but I'm promising before the end of season three, not going to spoil it, but because I haven't got that far, but I can already tell before the end of season three, they're going to be back together. Hillary, that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in the 90s, up class, very prominent, rich Bel-Air girl. Hillary on Bel-Air, college dropout, ended up going to school ended up going back, going to be pretty much at her craft, being a master chef, a cook, goes and attains those certifications, a degree in chef, becomes a master chef. Now is one of the big time chef influencers in Bel-Air. Big difference right there. Ashley pretty much went from wanting to be with Will on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where Will goes, to now she's got her own little storyline where she's going through stuff. She's a poet. So, stuff that Will did, she's doing that now on Bel-Air. She's a poet. She has her friends, her stuff she's going through. Uncle Phil was a judge. On this, he's an attorney. Running for council, didn't win, but he's going through stuff in his life, trying to balance out Carlton, balance out Hillary, balance out Ashley, balance out his work life, his personal life, his marriage life. Jeffrey went from being the butler on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to on Bel-Air, he's the fixer. He works for Uncle Phil's firm. He's hired to go out, fix things. And when I say fix things, he's a fixer. His job is, if something's going on, fix the problem. If there is a problem getting ready to come in front of the firm, he's the first one on the fence to go out and see what can be done. This is what's coming, Phil. This is what we need to be working on. Phil, this guy's slandering your name. Jeffrey, go fix it. And this Jeffrey right here, man, he's just so cool. Like, I'm telling you, he plays his part to the role. He knows what he has to do. He knows that that's his job. He's pretty much like those guys, like a private eye for the firm. He goes out, does digging, research, gets pictures. He does all the PR work for the firm. But at the end of the day, the Banks family is his first priority, to make sure that everybody in the Banks family is taken care of. Now, leading to on Fresh Prince, Jeffrey didn't have a son. On this one, he has a son. His son has now appeared in season 2. Now he's a main cast season 3. Frederick's going through some problems. And every episode, we're learning more and more about Frederick, of who he is, what his background is. We're learning more that, he's a con artist, street hustler. Then getting us to Lou, Will's dad, who he does not want to have nothing to do with. We're seeing that both of them are just alike, and that's why they can't get along. So Bel-Air, great show. Very good show. Encouraging. If you haven't watched it, jump on the Peacock. Start with season 1. If you're looking for comedy, this is not the show. If you're looking for a show that after every episode, you're like, I got to watch the next episode. I got to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen with Will and Carter. And Will and Carter do so good as a dynamic duo of always, no matter what, they're first cousins, and no matter how much they hate each other, at the end of the day, they always got each other's back. If Carter's in the jail, Will's going to figure out how to save him. If Will's in the jail, Carter's figured out how to save him. And that's what I really like about this show, because on The Fresh Prince, back in the 90s, they bickered so much to when they got older in high school and in their college years is when we saw that bond. Now we're seeing that bond from day one of, hey, at the end of the day, Carter, and what we always say, just me and you, Carter. I got to look out for you. You got to look out for me. So if you haven't watched Bel-Air, go watch it. Very good show. I mean, I'm very impressed. They got renewed for another season. I know I definitely see why because it's a good show. So it's one of them to go watch out there. So, like I said, fall season's on the way. You got From coming September 22nd. You got FBI shows, Chicago shows, so much stuff getting ready to drop. Fire Country on CBS. So much stuff getting ready to drop. 911 on both Foxes. 911 Lone Star. I canceled, but hey, they pulled the plug and brought it back. To me, 911 Lone Star to me is better than 911. So that's another story, another episode. But it got back on the schedule. It was one of the ones that did get chopped. But Fox decided to bring it back because so many people watched it. I think it was because so many people jumped on the Twitter timeline, on the Facebook timeline, and said, hey, this show right here, older than was good, it got to come back. So Fox brought it back. So, like I said earlier, I think Big Brother right now, we're down to 10 people are left in the house. 6 have been evicted. Well, 6 have been sent home. We won't say evicted. Well, if they've been evicted, let's just say they've been evicted. That's what Big Brother says. 6 have been evicted. So it comes to time now where I think Big Brother is in that area where we're going to see more double evictions. They're going to step on the throttle. They're going to open the throttle up. We're going to see double evictions. We're going to see some more stuff done. We're going to see some different strategies brought out by CBS because it's starting to get to the point where CBS wants to wrap this show up before the end of September. With 10 people left, it can be done, but you're going to have to see some double evictions. We haven't seen Zingbot yet, so we know that that's on the way. And I always say, when you're getting ready to be in the jury house because Zingbot appears. Because pretty much after Zingbot appears, everybody who's evicted goes to the jury house. So we're going to definitely see them get ready to step on the throttle. But just to catch up from what happened from the live eviction on Thursday night to where we're at now on Thursday morning, get ready to do another AI eviction. Just a brief recap. As you know, last week, Tucker, Mackenzie, and Angela were on the block. Tucker ends up going home. Mackenzie wins the AI, saves herself down to Tucker and Angela. And you remember I said on the last episode that if Tucker's on the block, if Tucker wins AI and Mackenzie's on the block with Angela, Mackenzie's in the perfect place because people want Angela to go home. Once again, Angela was able to rally the troops and get them to save her game. I'm telling you, I don't know what Angela has. Maybe it's that mother intuition. Maybe she just knows how to throw herself on the mercy of the court. Maybe she just knows how to get on everybody's good side. But she always finds a way to save her game. And hey, I can't knock her. I can't hate on her. That's Big Brother. Big Brother 101. That's strategy. That's what she's doing. So, Tucker and Angela, they have a blow up. Tucker still told Angela, if I survive and you survive, I want to continue to work with her. Angela pretty much like shutting Tucker down, like, no, I ain't trying to hear this. I'm not hearing this. This Big Brother, it's a whole lot of money. She said a whole lot of money on the line. I'm playing for the money. And Angela now is starting to get that game face on. I'm looking like, we got to get her out of here because if not, she could be walking away with a nice $500,000 in her pocket at the end of this season. So Tucker goes home, was very shocked, did not see that one coming. When I saw it was Tucker and Angela, I just knew Angela was on the way out the door. But I started thinking to myself, if you want to strike, the best time to strike now is right now. Cobra Kai. Strike fast, strike hard, no mercy. And even in myself watching Big Brother, I get caught up saying, hey, I really like this person. I want them to continue on. But you got to think in the mindset of if you're in the house playing, what's the strategy? Get out the people who keep winning comps. Tucker has won a comp every single week. This is the first week he did not win veto or AI, and this is the only chance you had to get him out of the house. So they did right. They voted the guy out. So now it's back even playing field because there's nobody now left. And these are the people left. You got Angela, Cam, Chelsea, Joseph, Chemo, Leah, Mackenzie, Quinn, Rabina, and Tikor. Out of those 10 people left, nobody stands out as a threat of, this person can win HOH. They can win a veto. They can win AI. It's equal playing ground. Angela 2 HOHs, Quinn, I believe this is his second HOH. Cam's won a veto. Leah's won AI. Chelsea's won HOH. Joseph hasn't won nothing. Mackenzie's won some AI. She's won some vetoes. Rabina's won an AI. So T-Core's won an HOH. So it's a level playing ground now where nobody kind of stands out, and you're right here. So smart move by the house to get Tucker out. So after Tucker gets evicted, we go right into HOH. Watch it on the live feeds. Hey, watch the live feeds. Who wins HOH this week? Quinn. The guy who everybody wanted to win, because Quinn know now with Tucker gone, I don't have to play so hard. And that's what messed Quinn up the past couple of weeks in these HOH competitions. This guy really could have won, but it was so much pressure that if Tucker wins on going home, that he always just got in his own head, psyched himself out. Tucker gone, he wins HOH. He nominates who? Angela, Chemo, and Rabina. And what do I say? You, my friend, get a golf clap. 3 good nominees. Man, we could have 4. I would have slew T-Core up there. But 3 good nominees. And I think he didn't throw T-Core up there because I really think that he wants to continue to work with T-Core and sees that T-Core is somebody he can continue to work with. Now, he's really saw that Chemo is a snake. Chemo's all about Chemo, and he's all about him and T-Core getting to the final 2. He's not one of the stronger players in the house. So Tucker's been a shield for him. Quinn's been a shield. T-Core's been a shield. Rabina. All these people have been a shield. Now, yes, Chemo did win the first ever AI game comp to take himself off the block. He did that. Won't take that from him. But since then, he's not won nothing else. And he may be one of those players that when the game's on the line, game 7, 5 seconds left, who you going to get the ball to? You're going to pass it to what LeBron always say when he played in Cleveland. 5 seconds left on the clock. I look and I see who's around me. I got to take the shot. So with game 7, 5 seconds left on the clock, are you going to pass it to LeBron and Jordan? Or are you going to pass it to somebody coming off the bench that we don't know nothing about? You're going to give it to LeBron. You're going to give it to Jordan. You're going to give it to Kobe. Maybe that's what Chemo is. Maybe when it's clutch time, he can win. But right now, he's not won nothing. And he's caused more chaos in the house. He's the reason why Cedric's home. Him and T-Core flipped the vote. Then he ran and jumped on Tucker's team as a shield. Now Tucker gone, there's no shield. 3 good nominees. 2 I definitely knew we wanted to go home. Well, as we continue on in the Big Brother house, we play a veto game. Guess who wins the power of veto? When it was a week that you needed Quinn to pull it out, to solidify his HOH reign, to have all the power, all the control, he drops the ball. He fumbles. This football season right around the corner. He fumbles. And when he fumbles, Leah, somebody who has not won nothing yet, finally gets that big win. And when you get a big win like that, you want to make a power play. And what is the power play she does? She saves Angela. Angela comes off the block. So down the block, you have Joseph, Chemo, and Rabina. Joseph, welcome to the block. First time Joseph's been on the block. Whole season Big Brother. He's worried right now. But Joseph's good. Joseph's good. He's a pawn. He's not going home. I know we say pawns can go home on Big Brother, but I am truly sure enough to say Joseph will not go home. Rabina can win the AI. Now you have Joseph and Angela. Angela goes home. No, Angela's gone. That's right, Angela's gone. You got Rabina and Chemo on the block. If Rabina wins the AI, Joseph and Chemo are on the block. Chemo's going home. He's the target this week. Rabina, I believe she's safe. And if I'm Rabina, I would throw the AI and let Joseph win it. Well, the thing is, you can't really throw it. Let me tell you that, but I got to scratch that. Scratch that live on there. You can't throw the AI because worst case scenario, if Chemo wins and now it's down to you and Joseph, you're going home. So if I'm Rabina, I'm trying to win this AI. Now, if I'm Joseph, I would throw the AI because I'm good, whether I win or not. because you don't want Kimu and Rabina on the block together and the House decides to flip votes. So if I'm Joseph, I would throw the AI and I would either go against Rabina and Kimu, knowing that whoever's on that block, they're going to go home. Especially if it's Kimu, if I'm sitting beside Kimu. Joseph's in a good predicament. The live voting eviction will be tonight on CBS. Definitely will be tuned into that. I'm going to go ahead and play spoiler right now. Kimu goes home. Rabina wins the AI arena. Kimu goes home. Joseph survives against the pond. And now we start looking at who's going to jury house because now Kimu won't make the jury house. And if you got a chance to get Kimu out, if I'm Quinn, this is the time because Kimu's not going to vote for you in jury house. He's not going to help your game if you're down. If you're final two, Quinn, Kimu's not going to help you win. I would go ahead down and get him out. Chelsea right now is struggling. She don't know what to do. If I was Quinn, I would be in her ear right now saying, we got to make this move. This is the power play. Same thing with T-Core. Hey, T-Core, at the end of the day, it's business. Me and you got a pact. Yes, me, you, and Kimu got a pact. But we see what Kimu has done over the last couple of weeks. He's kind of stabbed everybody in the back for his own personal gain. Here's a chance now to get another person out. He won't be in the jury house, and we will be safe. If it's us two at final two, may the best person win. That's how I would sell it. That's Big Brother. This is Shawn. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Quick Hits, Out of Pocket, Drop the Mic, Nightcap, the Lombardi Party, me and my dad, with Mike D and his dad, with Man Behind the Mic, with WOD, everything right here on Boom Broadcast. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week on It Stinks with some more shows that you need to go back and watch as we start counting down. The fall season's upon us. It's getting close. Football. WWE getting ready to have a new season kick off next week. Football kicking off this Thursday and Friday night for week one. Fall season of shows starting September 22nd then jump right into October. We got all the stuff on ABC, CBS, NBC, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Netflix, Tubi, everything in between. All those apps I got. Everybody be dropping new shows. We'll be talking about that. This is Shawn, and we'll see you next week on It Stink.